promised I would have given this show a proper video and that I would have driven it into the ground by March, so here we are. And since I had so much fun writing the Sakuraso video, I thought I had to make a comparison to another video game, so I give this video a bit more flavour. And wouldn't you know, there are 8 waifus I can talk about in Bunny Girl Senpai, and 8 legends currently available in Apex Legends. So may the best girl win, and may the metaphors be forced. So I want to mention the Blisk in this situation, the person organising this competition, because this is Sakuta, the ideal male form. Many protagonists would have melted if they were presented with this many girls in their general vicinity, but Sakuta keeps composed and is instead more focused on cracking jokes, which I appreciate. But I mention this now because our jump master here is Kamisato, who is somewhat comparable with Gibraltar, except there's one thing that stops it being a full comparison to Gibraltar, and that's the fact I actually kind of like Gibraltar personality-wise, and that he's useful in some situations. Okay, make that 2 comparisons. But what she does have in common with Gibraltar is that she's overly protective, but very, very easy to damage. As when up against Sakuta, it's a kind of foregone conclusion that he's gonna give her the old 1-2, with the 1 being facts and the 2 being logic. Because if someone wants to destroy their standing on the best girl totem pole, all they have to do is argue with anime Ben Shapiro over here. I was gonna call him Jordan Peterson, but then I couldn't make this joke.
そんなにイライラして生理か?
死ねバカ絶対死ねもうあれ
Okay, that was epic. Next.
Waifu.
楓、朝だぞ。起きろ。
はいお兄ちゃん寒いです
Oh hey, an Emoto who isn't the worst character. I'm impressed. Yes, we have the Hajime Kamoshida trademark Emoto. She's here to show unnatural amounts of love for 2 things, pandas and her older brother, and there aren't many pandas left in the world. I compare her to Bangalore, as she uses smoke to her advantage, is very good at running away from things, is stupidly popular, and stole a move from another character. In case you're wondering, Bangalore copies Gibraltar's mortar, and Kaide copies Yuko's desires for incest. But she actually has amnesia, and when she regains her memories, she becomes snarky, meaning we get to see both her yandere and tsundere sides. And if Emoto's your thing, then good on you, and thank you for choosing to watch this video, given the limited amount of time you have for using the internet from within prison. Koger is first seen assaulting Sakuta when he tries to talk to a child, as she fears he might be a pedo. Her crusade against noncery proved to me that she is in fact the secret daughter of Callum's Corner and Wraith. The traits she inherited from her mother were her ability to avoid getting hit, her popularity in the early meta, and her small stature, although Sakuta would beg to differ on that last part. Given her obsession with making first impressions, she has the ability to pull a Groundhog Day on whoever she wants, with no one being aware of it apart from Sakuta, who she tries to date. When the two do go out, but only for 1 day, she decides she has one option to keep the relationship going.
Yeah, it's rewind time.
お兄ちゃん朝ですよ
Okay, she made me download YouTube Rewind 2018, which made me watch YouTube Rewind 2018, so yeah, Koga's worst girl. So now we have Futaba, who is Bunny Girl Senpai's answer to Bloodhound, because she can analyse the situation, is never not useful, but you wouldn't say she's your favourite. Her observations are always very insightful and are spoken in a very calming voice, which I would assume would belong to Inori Minase, although weirdly she was voicing Shoko instead. On a side note, Shoko is Mirage because we don't really see her till you've been watching for a bit, and when I read the explanation for her, I got bamboozled. Although Futaba can come off as kind of boring, and she thought so as well because she split herself into 2, her smart side and her more risque side, which I have given the name Futaba. Futaba was brought about from the feelings of inadequacy over not being able to get with Kunimi. Can't blame her, I mean, if I lost to this, I'd also be feeling pretty shit about myself. I'm bringing up a Pathfinder comparison here for a few reasons. Firstly, both are very good at analysing the situation. Secondly, Pathfinder is very nice to look at in clips online. Futaba also looks good online, just in a different way. And finally, Pathfinder uses hooks to get around, meaning that he's characterised by that ability. I would also classify Futaba as a hooker. But once that's solved, we have another identity crisis. This time, it's my sister Nodoka swapping with her. Now, this would mean that Nodoka herself is kind of hard to judge, as her personality is in Mai's body and Mai's brain is in her body. So, you know, it's a kind of complicated situation. Your name, ripoff! So comparing her to Caustic, considering how she comes in the late game, prefers to hunker down in buildings, and shares similar levels of ambition, by which I mean morbidly high. Nodoka is an idol, which isn't a role I would really see Caustic playing, unless they were singing Out of Science, that would make sense. But another thing to compare with Caustic is her weird obsession with death, as seen here in this emotional scene where she tries to drown herself.
だったらこんな卑怯なやり方で僕を試すな。 助けてもらう前提で海になんて入るなバカ
I feel most alive when rapidly approaching my death.
However, Nodoka serves one purpose way too well, reminding me that nothing compares to Mai. You know how when I did the Best Girl Wars on the pet girl of Sakuraso, Mashiro, the titular, emphasis on the tit, pet girl, won. So it's kinda not surprising that the Bunny Girl Senpai in Bunny Girl Senpai is Best Girl. I've drizzled praise upon her for the same reasons countless times, so here's a comparison to Lifeline. Never not appreciated, always reliable, will heal whatever wound you have, will always share their stuff, and will protect you no matter what. So yes, Mai is Best Girl. I understand that talking at you probably isn't the most entertaining thing. So to sum up the point of this video, here's a song describing the waifu tier list in Bunny Girl Senpai. My nose that your thoughts are lewd, Futaba's in tier 2. Koger didn't care for you, then there's Kaide. That's incest. That was actually worse than talking at you. I apologise.